Welcome to our deep dive. We're cracking open Charles Duhigg's Smarter, Faster, Better today.
Ooh, yeah, I love this book.
So many great strategies in here.
Absolutely.
We're going to unearth those gems, all those practical tips on self-motivation,
Teamwork, focus.
goal setting, decision-making, and innovation.
Basically, how to work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And Duhigg kicks things off with this great story about Atul Gawande.
The surgeon.
Yeah, writer, professor, guys, like the definition of high achiever.
Right, super successful.
But even Gawande, he admits to feeling overwhelmed sometimes.
Oh, for sure. I think we all can relate to that.
Totally. It's reassuring in a way, right?
Absolutely. Makes you feel like, maybe I'm not so bad at this whole productivity thing.
Exactly. Like even the best of the best struggle sometimes.
We're all human.
Totally. And speaking of struggles, the book dives into the brain science behind motivation.
Love the neuroscience angle.
Me too. And he starts with this story about Robert, who,
Robert.
Robert lost his motivation after a brain injury. Yeah, it affected his striatum, the part of the brain that deals with rewards and choices.
So it's like the physical motivation center was damaged.
Exactly. It shows that motivation isn't just about willpower, it's a real physical process.
Fascinating. So it's not just me being lazy then.
No, not at all. And this is where the idea of feeling in control comes in.
Control, okay.
Yeah, Duhigg says even infants prioritize their own autonomy.
Like they want to do things themselves.
Exactly. Even if it's harder, they'd rather do it on their own.
Interesting. I've definitely seen that with my nieces and nephews. They want to be independent.
It's like we're wired that way from the beginning.
Makes sense.
And it makes you think about all those times we get frustrated when someone does something for us, even if it seemed helpful.
Oh, for sure. Like, I can totally do that myself. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like we crave that sense of agency.
It's a deep-seated need, I guess.
Yeah. And to back this up, Duhigg talks about this study in nursing homes.
Nursing homes, okay?
They found that giving residents even small choices, like where they sit, had a huge impact on their well-being.
Really? Just something that small.
Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Makes you think about all the little choices we make every day.
Absolutely. And how even those seemingly insignificant decisions can affect our motivation.
So we don't need to make huge life changes to feel more motivated.
Not necessarily. It can start with just giving ourselves a few small choices each day.
I love that. It feels more manageable.
Right. So what's one area where you think you could take back a little control today?
Good question. Maybe meal prepping.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel rushed in the mornings.
Perfect. There you go. One small step.
Love it. Now, let's talk teams.
Okay, teams.
Duhigg digs into Google's Project Aristotle here, their quest to understand what makes teams successful.
Yeah, that was a huge project, right?
Massive. You'd think it's all about finding the right people with the right skills.
That's what I'd assume, like the perfect mix of personalities.
Right. But their findings were pretty surprising.
Oh, what did they find?
The exact composition of the team didn't matter as much as they thought.
Interesting. So it's not just about who's on the team.
No, the two things that really mattered were psychological safety and sensitivity.
Okay, break that down for me.
Sure, so psychological safety means everyone feels safe to speak up.
Ah, so no fear of judgment.
Exactly. And sensitivity means being aware of and responding to each other's feelings.
Okay, so it's less about who's on the team and more about how they interact with each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Creating an environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their ideas.
Even if they disagree.
Even then.
Yeah.
And Duhigg gives some great examples of how this plays out in meetings.
Like what?
Well, think about a leader who always interrupts people versus one who actively listens.
Oh yeah, huge difference.
Right. It's subtle, but it has a big impact on that feeling of safety.
Makes you feel heard or dismissed.
Exactly. And the amazing thing is, even data-driven engineers at Google started prioritizing this emotional stuff.
So it's not just touchy-feelies, it actually affects performance.
Big time. Speaking of performance under pressure, Duhigg tells this gripping story about Qantas Flight 32.
Oh, I think I remember hearing about that. Wasn't there some kind of engine failure?
Yeah, a catastrophic engine explosion.
Huh?
The pilots were dealing with malfunctioning systems, information overload, chaos.
Talk about high stakes.
No kidding. The captain, Richard de Crispini, he was initially overwhelmed,
I can imagine.
but then he did something incredible.
What'd he do?
He mentally simplified the situation.
How do you simplify a mid-air crisis?
Well, he imagined he was flying a single-engine Cessna instead of this massive Airbus A380.
Whoa, he pictured a totally different plane.
Yeah, it's like cognitive reframing. He changed his mental model to regain control.
That's wild. But I guess it makes sense if you can narrow your focus.
Exactly. It's a great lesson in handling complexity, especially in a crisis.
And it connects to something we're all dealing with these days, automation.
Oh, yeah, how we rely on technology to do so much for us.
Right. It simplifies things, but it also makes us vulnerable if we suddenly have to take over manually.
Like we're losing those crucial skills.
It's a trade-off, for sure. Okay, now let's talk about decision making.
Decisions. Duhigg uses poker players to illustrate this.
Coker. Interesting choice.
Yeah. Specifically, he looks at Annie Duke and how she approaches risk.
I don't play poker, so how does that relate to productivity?
Well, poker is all about making decisions with incomplete information, weighing probabilities.
So kind of like life in general.
Exactly. And Annie Duke, she's great at building mental models.
Mental models.
It's basically the stories we tell ourselves to make sense of the world and predict what might happen.
Ah, so like a framework for understanding things.
Exactly. And Duhigg says, the better our mental models, the better our decisions will be.
Okay, that makes sense. But are there any downsides to these mental models?
Well, there's this thing called cognitive closure.
Cognitive closure. What's that?
It's that urge to wrap things up quickly and reach a decision.
Even if you don't have all the information.
Yeah, it can be good for decisiveness, especially under pressure.
Like in a crisis, got to make a quick call.
Exactly. But it can also lead to bad decisions if we jump to conclusions too soon.
So how do we find that balance? Knowing when to trust our gut and when to slow down.
That's the key. And to help us make better decisions, Duhigg brings up Bayesian thinking.
Bayesian thinking. That sounds complicated.
It's basically updating your beliefs as new information comes in.
Okay, so always be open to new evidence.
Exactly. He uses this example about predicting how long Egyptian pharaohs would rule.
Pharaohs.
Yeah. Students were asked to estimate based on how long they'd already been in power.
So they had some information, but not the whole picture.
Right. They understood the statistics, but their predictions were way off.
Why? What were they missing?
They assumed pharaohs had the same lifespan as people today.
Ah, they didn't factor in the historical context.
Exactly. It shows how our assumptions can really mess with our judgment.
Even when we think we're being logical.
Totally. And speaking of logic, let's talk goal setting.
A classic productivity topic.
Right. Duhigg starts with SMART goals, something a lot of people are familiar with.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound.
Yep. He talks about how GE implemented SMART goals across the entire company.
Seems like a solid system.
You'd think so. But Duhigg reveals that SMART goals alone weren't enough for some divisions.
Really? They needed something more.
Yeah, they needed something to push them beyond just what was realistic.
So there's more to it than just setting achievable goals.
Exactly. And that's where stretch goals come in.
Stretch goals.
These are those big, audacious, almost impossible goals.
Like shoot for the moon kind of goals.
Exactly. And he uses the example of Japan's bullet train.
Oh, yeah, that was a huge technological leap.
It was. At the time, the idea of a train traveling 120 miles per hour seemed crazy.
I bet. How did they even begin to tackle that?
That's the power of stretch goals. They force you to think outside the box and come up with innovative solutions.
So it's about aiming high and letting that ambition fuel the process.
Exactly. But there's a catch. Stretch goals can also backfire if they're not managed carefully. Well, if people feel like the goal is completely unattainable, it can be demoralizing.
So you need that balance between pushing the limits and staying grounded in reality.
Right. And he illustrates this with a study on track and field runners.
Runners. Okay, I'm curious.
When they were given an impossible goal, like running 200 meters in 10 seconds, their performance tanked.
Oh, wow. So the pressure backfired.
Yeah. But when they had a challenging but achievable goal, like running 100 meters in 10 seconds, they did great.
So it's about breaking down those big, scary goals into smaller steps.
Exactly. Find your stretch goal and then create smart steps to get there.
I love that framework.
It's a recipe for achieving something truly remarkable.
Wow, this deep dive is packed with so much good stuff already. I can't wait to see what else we uncover.
Me too. There's so much more to explore.
Absolutely.
There's a lot more. And it's interesting because right at the beginning, Duhigg talks about something pretty unexpected.
Yeah.
Making your bed.
Yeah. That caught my attention too. I was like, what does this have to do with productivity?
It was so simple, right?
Totally.
But Duhigg's point is that it creates a ripple effect.
Yeah.
You start your day with a sense of accomplishment.
Like, I'm in control, things are in order.
Exactly. And that can set the tone for tackling bigger tasks.
Small wins lead to bigger wins.
Exactly. And that ties in nicely with another strategy he talks about. Mental rehearsal.
Mental rehearsal, okay.
Yeah, so he gives this example of nurses who were trained to mentally rehearse a specific scenario.
What kind of scenario?
A baby going into cardiac arrest, like a really high-pressure situation.
Oh, wow, that's intense.
Right. And the nurses who practice this mental rehearsal, they performed so much better in real emergencies.
Really? So just by imagining it beforehand, they were more prepared.
Exactly. It's like building mental muscle memory.
I can see how that would be helpful in all sorts of situations, not just emergencies.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Presentations, tough conversations, anything that makes you nervous.
It's like giving your brain a sneak peek of the challenge so it's not so freaked out when it actually happens.
Love that. And speaking of mental preparedness, Duhigg also talks about the importance of recovery rituals.
Recovery, okay.
Yeah, like building in time to recharge and de-stress.
So important. It's so easy to burn out.
Totally. He uses the example of elite athletes.
Oh, yeah, they're all about recovery.
They know that rest is just as crucial as training.
Makes sense. If you're pushing yourself to the limit, gotta give your body a chance to bounce back.
Exactly. And it's not just physical recovery. Duhigg talks about mental breaks, too.
Like taking time to disconnect from work and technology.
Exactly. Even just a few minutes here and there can make a big difference.
Yeah, give your brain a breather.
Absolutely. He suggests things like taking a walk, listening to music, mindfulness practices.
Those are all great. I need to do more of that.
We all do. And while we're on the topic of engaging our minds, let's talk about storytelling.
Storytelling.
Yeah. Duhigg makes a strong case for the power of narrative.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
He argues that stories are the key to making information memorable and impactful.
I can see that. Stories stick with you.
Exactly. And he shares this research on movie trailers. Like, what makes a trailer really effective?
Oh, interesting.
It turns out the most successful trailers weren't the ones with the most explosions or special effects.
Really? What was it then?
They were the ones that told a compelling story.
It's like those stories tap into our emotions, they draw us in.
Exactly. And Duhigg gives this great example of a history teacher who was struggling to engage her students.
History can be kind of dry sometimes.
Right. All those dates and facts.
So what did this teacher do?
She reframed the lesson as a story. She brought the historical figures to life.
That's a great idea. Make it relatable.
And it worked. The students were hooked.
It's like stories help us connect with information on a deeper level.
Absolutely. Duhigg even suggests using narratives to understand our own experiences and set goals.
Oh, I like that. Like create your own personal story about why this goal matters.
Exactly. Tap into that emotional power.
It's not just about logic and willpower. It's about connecting with your deeper motivations.
Love that. Now let's circle back to psychological safety in teams.
That's a theme that keeps coming up.
For good reason. It's so important.
It's about feeling comfortable speaking your mind.
Sharing ideas, even disagreeing.
Respectfully disagreeing, of course.
Right. Duhigg uses this example of a group of engineers at Google.
Google, okay.
They were working on this complex project, and at first, everyone was hesitant to share their ideas.
Fear of judgment.
Exactly. But the team leader, she focused on creating a safe space for open dialogue.
Setting ground rules, making sure everyone felt heard.
Exactly. And as that psychological safety grew, the team's creativity and productivity exploded.
It's amazing how that works. Like when people feel safe, they can truly shine.
Absolutely. And it's connected to vulnerability and leadership, too.
Leaders being willing to admit their own mistakes.
Exactly. It creates trust and makes it okay for others to be vulnerable, too.
Okay, makes sense. Now, I want to talk about cognitive tunneling.
Cognitive tunneling, what's that?
It's like getting so fixated on one goal that you lose sight of everything else.
Yeah.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah. Duhigg gives this example of an airline pilot who was so focused on landing his plane during a storm that he missed warning signs about a fuel shortage.
Yikes. So he was so focused on one thing that he missed something crucial.
Exactly. And it happens to all of us, especially when we're under pressure.
So how do we avoid it?
Duhigg suggests taking breaks, getting feedback from others, reassessing your priorities.
So basically zoom out every now and then.
Exactly. Make sure you're still on the right track. Okay, now let's talk about information overload.
Ugh, the struggle is real.
So real. It's like we're drowning in information these days.
Emails, notifications, news, social media, it's never ending.
It's exhausting. So how do we manage it all?
Well, Duhigg recommends creating information filters.
Information filters.
Yeah, systems for sorting information based on what's truly important.
So like prioritizing.
Exactly. He suggests using tools like to-do lists, calendars, note-taking apps.
Those can definitely help. Stay organized, avoid feeling overwhelmed. Right. And another strategy he talks about is chunking information.
Chunking, like breaking it down into smaller pieces.
Exactly. Makes it easier for our brains to process.
It makes sense. Bite-sized learning.
Love that.
Yeah.
And beyond just managing the information we have, Duhigg also stresses the importance of seeking out new information.
New information. Okay.
Yeah, especially information that challenges our assumptions and broadens our perspectives.
So don't just stay in your echo chamber.
Exactly. Real growth comes from exposing yourself to different viewpoints.
It can be uncomfortable, but it's how we learn and evolve.
Absolutely. Now, before we move on, I want to touch on Duhigg's insights on habits.
Habits. The building blocks of productivity.
They really are. He argues that good habits allow us to automate routine tasks.
Free up mental energy for the more challenging stuff.
Exactly. And he lays out this 4-step process for creating new habits.
A 4-step process. Okay, I'm all ears.
It's called cue, routine, reward, belief.
Cue, routine, reward, belief. Okay.
So the cue is the trigger that initiates the habit. The routine is the behavior itself.
Okay, I'm following.
The reward is the positive reinforcement that makes you want to do it again. And the belief is your underlying conviction that the habit is good for you.
So it's like creating this positive feedback loop.
Exactly. And by understanding these steps, we can consciously design habits that support our goals.
I like that. So give me an example. How would this work in practice?
Okay, let's say you want to start exercising every morning.
A classic goal.
So your cue could be laying out your workout clothes the night before.
Okay, so you see them first thing in the morning.
Right. Then the routine is actually going for your run.
Okay, the hard part.
But then you get the reward, maybe a delicious, healthy breakfast afterward.
Ooh, I like that reward.
And throughout the process, you're reminding yourself why exercise is good for you. That's the belief.
So it's like a system. Every step reinforces the habit.
Exactly. You're setting yourself up for success.
I love that. I'm already thinking about some habits I want to work on. I feel like my brain is bursting with all these strategies. It's amazing how much ground we've covered.
I know, right? And the cool thing is how these principles from Smarter, Faster, Better, they apply to so many different areas.
Totally. It's not just about work. It's about life, you know?
Absolutely. It's about understanding how our brains work and then using that knowledge to our advantage.
Yeah. We're not just victims of circumstance. We can actually shape our own productivity.
We have so much more control than we realize.
It's empowering, isn't it?
Totally. And one thing that really stood out to me was Duhigg's emphasis on experimentation.
Experimentation, okay.
Like, don't be afraid to try new things. See what works for you.
And if it doesn't work?
Tweak it. Adjust your approach based on what you learn.
It's all about continuous improvement.
Exactly. And even small changes can have a big impact over time.
Like consistency is key.
Absolutely. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Love that analogy. So to wrap things up, what's the one big takeaway you want our listener to walk away with today?
That's a good question. I think it's this. You have the power to be smarter, faster, and better.
You heard it here first, folks.
It's not magic. It's about applying these principles, the ones we've been talking about.
And remember, it's a journey. There's always room for growth.
Absolutely.
Now, before we sign off, I want to leave our listener with one final thought to ponder.
Okay, what is it?
Duhigg talks about this concept called flow, that feeling of being totally absorbed in a task.
Flow state. I love that feeling.
It's like time melts away and you're just completely in the zone.
Pure productivity.
Exactly. And one of the keys to finding flow, according to Duhigg, is to match the challenge of the task to your skill level.
Okay, so not too easy, not too hard.
Right. If it's too easy, you get bored. If it's too hard, you get frustrated.
Makes sense.
But when you find that sweet spot, that's when the magic happens.
The flow state sweet spot.
So as you go about your week, pay attention to those moments when you feel that flow.
What gets you in the zone?
Exactly. What tasks make you feel energized and engaged?
And how can you create more opportunities for that?
Great questions to reflect on. Well, this has been an incredible journey through Smarter, Faster, Better.
I've loved diving into these ideas with you.
Me too. It's been a pleasure. And to our listener, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Keep learning, keep growing.
And keep striving to be your most productive self.
See you next time.